My movie was largely inspired by my cinematograph, and it really exists as an extension of that. This idea where the past and its relationship to the present as well as the future, and that's something I really wanted to explore in terms of my own history, my own choices, and moving forward into the present and what we perceive to be as the future. So, jumping right in, you can see that it was a silent film type inspiration. I wanted to give it that old-timey kind of feel, but there is some ragtime music under there if you watch the original cut, but you probably couldn't hear me if it was playing. It was an interesting style that I didn't really know much about, so I was watching some silent films to give me a little bit of background, and I noticed that it relied a lot on a lot of exaggerated body movements. Chris and Allison were the first ones I asked to do this with me, and the exaggeration of their movements was really kind of gave me an idea of how this was supposed to look, and so that was really great to kind of go from there. The Maker project was such a source of frustration for me in my first year. I was kind of panicking because I didn't know what to do. I ended up building a catapult. Year 2 was a different experience, whereas as soon as, it's like life. As soon as you figure out one thing, it changes, and you're like, cool, I have to learn something else. So there was some kind of frustration there, trying to figure out what we were looking for, what we were trying to do. So the chaos is still there, but it's less despairing and kind of just like, all right, we're learning, we're moving on, and just constantly moving forward. So that's something I wanted to capture in terms of the frantic nature, I felt like, of year 2 a little bit, but still getting things done and accomplishing what we needed to do. Year 3 was definitely a change up. Hopefully the film does a decent job portraying growing confidence, more comfort with being uncomfortable, with the unknown. Just because, you don't necessarily know what the outcome is going to be doesn't mean you're still not moving forward, you're still not making progress. And my robotic sculpture turned out really well. Filming this last scene on the Spanish Arch right near the river, that was funny. I got some good laughs. And some chuckles at wearing my graduation gown on this pier, and no one understood what was happening. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out, especially the way that the film transitions into color at the end to kind of show that, hey, we caught up to the present. So aside from that, this film, the trickiest parts for me were getting help to film it, because I am very much the main character in this movie, and I needed some help, and I needed people to help record with me, and I'm very grateful for all their help. But yes, the greatest challenge for me was mostly the vision itself, as I've always kind of struggled with that, whether it was storyboarding, whether it was trying to see what I would need. And because of my lack of storyboarding, there were some scenes where I was like, all right, I need to film this again. And change outfits once or twice. But for the most part, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And all things considered, I think it really went well.